So we'll go back into here, hide the status area. There we go. And one of the great things that they've added is script triggers. You've already had script triggers on open and close. Now you can run script triggers in many different places, and we can't go over all of them, but that gives you an idea. There's when you enter an object, when you type a keystroke inside an object. On layouts, you can say when a record loads, run a script. I mean, these are just tremendous ways to make scripts run without having to click on a button. Very, very simple. So we're going to go into these. There's a whole chapter in the advanced tutorial, but I'm going to give you a few examples here. So let's go back over to a new example. We'll hide this, resize that, go to script triggers. And the first one is an object script trigger. And if I come in here and try to type one more letter in the state field, it'll automatically come up right away and tell me. So I have to take that out. Your standard validation would require you to actually exit out of the field. And then you have the choice of reverting the field. Here, you have the choice of putting anything inside this dialog you want and running any kind of branches off this you want. So it's very powerful, but also realize that there are limitations of data validation through script triggers. Realize that it's not field level, it's layout level. So if you set this script trigger on this object, you have to go to every layout where that field might be, whereas with your standard field level validation that you do in managed database, well, it's different. No matter where that field appears, it'll do it. So you got to decide the advantages and disadvantages of both approaches. But let's real quickly show you where this is set. We simply go over here to script triggers, click on state 2, and we're going to go into view. There we go. Set script triggers. And you'll see that we have onObject modify and onObject exit. So we have it on both. The one that you really saw was onObject modify, which is whenever you modify it, run a script and determine if there's more than 2 characters. It's that simple. I don't want to get further into it. We'll get into it further later because we just want to give you an overview here. So now let's also take a look at a different type of trigger, a different category. These were objects. This is now a layout or record level script trigger. And if I go to show this report, and we want to make sure that we're showing all records, and then we go ahead and sort it, we'll notice that we have our report. Now if I come in here and unsort it, and then go back here, and then simply come back, we'll notice that it's sorted for us already. Now you may think I'm using a script to do that. Well, the script that actually does that is this sort category that sorts by records by category, and it actually is attached here. So we're going to come in here to layout setup, and we'll view the script triggers, and it says on layout load run that script. So if that's true, then I don't have to get over here through a script. So I'm going to prove that. We'll go into sort records. We'll unsort it, and now we're going to switch manually here. So I'm going to show the status area, switch back to our form view, and then simply switch back to our live subsummary, and that script trigger ran and sorted it. Now if I change the data, that's maintain sort order. That's a whole different thing. But the mere fact that it wasn't sorted was run by a script trigger. So this is a great thing to do on a live subsummary report, is to sort it like that. So anyhow, there are many more examples we'll cover in the advanced section on this. And also along with that are the script trigger and tooltip icons, because tooltips have been moved into FileMaker Pro 10. They were used to be only in FileMaker Advanced, but now they're in FileMaker Pro 10. So if you go in there, and we just happen to have some script triggers here, so we'll hit done. Look at this. We'll go into layout mode. And what we need to do is view, show, script triggers. And you'll see this little red asterisk. And you'll see a similar icon when you view and show your tooltips as well. So we'll go back to our slides here. And there have been some scripting UI changes, and we want to cover those briefly. We'll cover those in the next section here, so we're going to stop for a second so you can take a breather, and we'll cover scripting UI changes next.